From Shenanigans Bar and Grill, the Bobcats Insider is on the air, live and streaming on Concho Sports Network, and brought to you by Shenanigans and Orangetheory Fitness. I'm Darren Prater, Arlen Ponders alongside, and Central Bobcats head coach Mark Smith is here. It's been a while, but we can all breathe that sigh of relief. Got your first win as head coach, first win since the second week of last season. First time we beat anybody at Shotwell in a while. First time we beat Cooper in a while. And it was homecoming. Perfect night, Coach. How do you feel about it all?
Well, it was a great night. You know, I was really proud of our players and just everyone that has poured into what we've done, you know, since I got here February 1st. The players, the student managers, the trainers, the families, the fans, the band, the drill team, the cheerleaders. It was just what a amazing night that it was, and the celebration that happened after the field. You know, you could tell that it had been a while, you know, since, you know, the last win, and we're hoping to normalize that.
Right. We finally got over that hump of almost beating someone to actually beating someone, because we've come so close, so many heartbreakers, and this one could have been a heartbreaker, but the offense and defense did what they needed to do down the stretch and close the show. And I got to say, they showed you on the Jumbotron out on the field. You were walking by yourself there for a second. You look like the happiest person in the world.
I am. I love winning. And, you know, there's just so much that's poured into to get to that point. And, you know, winning is not easy. It's very hard. And it doesn't matter what level you're at or where you're at. It's not an easy thing to do. And you just myself and our staff and our team, you just invest so much in what you do. It just certainly is a relief and just a great, you know, feeling whenever it does pay off.
A lot of good things happened. There was a little bit of a rocky time, but y'all wanted to make it exciting just for the fans. Is that the thing? Come on.
Well, listen, I just want to I want us to maintain possession of the ball on one half of one game that we play. You know, that would be nice for starters. We've given 4 straight halves, giving the other team the ball, so we got to clean up some things, of course, but again, the resiliency of our team showed. You know, we had a miscue there to open the game, and turned right back around and got the next drive and went down the field and scored. Got some stops, scored again, you know, and then we end up kicking a 50-yard field goal there at the end of the half, and that was a big moment and gave us a lot of momentum going into the half, and just carried over into a, you know, kind of an up and down second half as well.
Well, and then you also had that block. You know, we talked.
Yes.
He said offense, defense. You also had a complete game because you had special teams doing their jobs.
We really blocked 2 kicks in the game. There was the one off the edge, and we got one inside as well, right, on a missed kick. So I love that. You know, I tell our guys and remind them that I think the PAT field goal block unit defines everything about a defensive unit, how much effort they give on that play. When I turn on the tape and I'm scouting an opponent's defense, I watch their PAT field goal block first. How hard do they come after kicks? Because usually those plays are after something bad has happened,
right?
You know, and then what is their team makeup like? What is their DNA? It shows everything to me in that moment on those things. So I was so proud. I showed it again to our guys this morning, you know, and how we're going to attack, you know, Belton this week in that way. So I take great pride, and I know our team does as well, in coming after those. You can change games when you block kicks, and you know that was a factor in the game Friday night.
Well, and I'd said earlier in the season, we're going to get one. We're going to get one. And then whenever it happened, I went, there it was.
That's right.
Oh.
We're going to get another one. We're coming after a punt, you know, as well.
Right.
So we're going to get some of those too.
Right.
Evan Vaughn with the field goal. Made it 18-7 at the half, and then a long run by Squeaky, and he made several. This one for a touchdown, and everything was going our way. Then it kind of started swinging their way, and we got a taste of what it's like to play the Central Bobcats the last season or two.
Yeah. Well, it ended up going our way in the end.
Yes.
Yeah. And, again, the resiliency in the team. This team never flinches, you know, and I think they've got a disposition that just speaks to that, and I'm just so proud of them that no matter what happens, you know, they keep attacking, they keep fighting, they never have a give up in them, and just give us one more possession, one more opportunity. And you know, the offense stalled out a little bit there in the second half, but when we needed it most, they go right down the field, get us in the end zone.
We got a fumble recovery, and in the end, Bryson Sanders closed the show with that interception
I know.
Off the tip, and Oh, what a sigh of relief when he got that interception. I know Bryson's had a tough time this last week, and we're awful proud of him, proud of all those guys. We've got to discuss this formation. I call it the Orange Starburst, where y'all line up single file and bust into that straight, almost what they used to call a full house backfield.
Yeah, that's Coach Cope, offensive Coach Cope. Got him in just a dotted line right there, and it just keeps going back, and Christian just barks out the call as he walks down the line, and here they go. So to this point, we had just run the ball out of that formation until the last play of the game, and then we slipped Mason right out of the backfield, and there he is. We actually had two guys wide open. Christian could have thrown it to two of them, but when all you've shown is run in that moment, what a great time to call that play. Mason made a great catch, and not only did he lead the team in tackles, but scored a game-winning touchdown.
I think that you fooled them a little bit on that one. How long is this something you've had in the wings for a while? So we're going to try to throw one.
Well, we just put
linebacker.
that in. Yeah, for the second week. We didn't have that in. For the first week, and we knew that we were. And that's a package that you just build on it each week. You add another wrinkle, another element, to it. So that's one we've had and worked. And the moment was there, and we executed.
You had some success running the ball too, just playing bully ball. Elijah had some great runs.
Well,
in the game.
I didn't think so.
Oh, really?
I didn't. I was not as pleased with the way we ran the football in the game. I know it was 200 yards on the stat sheet, but 150 of those were Christian, with scrambles. I want to run the ball better in normal downs and in a non-scramble situation. He did have some good ones. I didn't mean to steal your thunder there on that.
Yeah.
But, my challenge is I want to establish a running game, and I felt like that we kind of were inconsistent with that during this game, and Christian ended up making some really good plays with his feet that put us in great position. And but I do. I want that bully ball mentality, and I think that's one area we need to improve on.
The defense got many stops, got the turnovers.
Yeah, they did.
Are you pleased with how they've progressed?
I am. The progression from the first week to the third week was just night and day, and I knew that they would continue getting better. We added some elements to what we did during this game, a new package, and as you kind of go through a season, you keep adding things and you expand on what you're doing. And I was really pleased that we played sound fundamentally. We played sound in coverage. They made some plays too, which good teams will, and this was a good offense. But what I was really pleased with is we didn't have any just bust where somebody was running open down the field and give somebody an easy touchdown. Make teams earn it.
Yeah.
And most teams, struggle to do that consistently. They got one nice long drive where they got in, converted some third downs where we didn't quite execute the coverage the right way. But, we played good defense. I was really pleased with that. And then when we needed it most at the end of the game, came away with a big turnover.
Well, we have a chance to have I want to look ahead, a 3-game winning streak heading in to district play. How about let's go for 2? Let's just do that. When we come back, we will discuss the Belton when Coach Smith comes back. We have a couple of special guests coming on the show. You have the trivia question?
I sure do.
All right. Trivia time.
Who leads the Bobcat defense in tackles through all 3 games? Is it – I'm sorry, I can't see up there. It's –
you want to go to a break and let them sit about, think about – oh, here comes somebody.
Oh, that's my wife. She's bringing me a water.
She's bringing us water.
Yeah.
How nice.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you.
So we'll be back.
All right, we'll be back on Bobcats Insider right after this, live from Shenanigans, brought to you by Shenanigans and Orangetheory Fitness. We're back right after this.
In the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Since 1957, Medical Arts Pharmacy has been your neighborhood professionals, welcoming you when you come in and delivering when you can't. Through all the advancements in medicine, therapies, and equipment, Medical Arts has grown with you to make sure your family has the very latest in care. Today, we can offer you immunizations, all of your medicines in special multi-dose packaging, and compounding right here in your neighborhood pharmacy, where some things have changed with the times, but the best things never will. Medical Arts Pharmacy.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. Contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Since 1957, Medical Arts Pharmacy has been your neighborhood professionals, welcoming you when you come in and delivering when you can't. Through all the advancements in medicine, therapies, and equipment, Medical Arts has grown with you to make sure your family has the very latest in care. Today, we can offer you immunizations, all of your medicines in special multi-dose packaging, and compounding right here in your neighborhood pharmacy, where some things have changed with the times, but the best things never will. Medical Arts Pharmacy.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. Contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Welcome back to Shenanigans. This is Bobcats Insider, live from Shenanigans Sports Bar and Grill, brought to you by Shenanigans and Orangetheory Fitness. Hey, hey. So who leads the team in tackles for the Central Bobcats for the 2024 season? We're going to find out. Somebody's about to win something. Will Blaine is here. Will, who leads the team in tackles? And you are correct, sir. It's Mason Van Zickel. Also caught a touchdown pass, the winning touchdown pass. You can grab one of these. You can also get a T-shirt from the Booster Club there. We have some really cool ones. And thanks to the Booster Club, Joe, and everybody for coming out. And guess who's sitting next to me who just magically appeared? We sent out the Van Sickle signal, and he saw it and came in here. Mason Van Sickle is here, man. Congratulations on the win. That had to feel extra good to get the first win in a long time, man. How did you feel right after that clock was at 0?
Man, it was great. Like I said, I got interviewed after the game, and it's been over 380 days since we'd gotten the win, and just to see the clock hit 0 and be on top, it was unlike anything.
So you guys, the defense, has taken a lot of heat over the seasons. You guys have improved and improved and improved. And right there at the end, we got the interception from Bryson Sanders. You didn't tip it?
I did not tip it.
Okay.
Nope, that was all B.
All right. So how long you been playing offense, too? We know you're team leader on defense at linebacker. You're the light, is what Coach Smith said. How long you been playing offense? How long have y'all drawn up that play?
Well, I played primarily offense freshman year, but all of sophomore year I was on defense. And after Abilene High, Coach brought us in that beast formation, and we've been drawing it up and practicing it every day. So it was just a matter of time until we brought it out in game.
That's called the beast. We have the backs lined up in a straight. Okay. What about the single file line that y'all jump out of? You all get in that line and then get into the formation?
Right. That's just kind of a deception thing.
I call it the orange starburst. It looks cool. It looks confusing just to kind of get them thinking, what are they about to do?
Exactly.
So how did it feel catching that touchdown pass, though? When you saw it coming, were you like, oh, no, it's coming to me?
Well,
you don't think that way, do you?
When we're looking down the line and we're peering in, I kind of have to look and try to read what Squeak is saying. And when I saw him say pass, it was like, oh, my heart kind of dropped, but took a couple deep breaths and just got out. Squeak got me a good enough ball, and
that's got to be a little scary for just like half a second. And then you got it done, though, man. Defensively, we know you get it done, but these wrinkles in the offense are going to be it's going to be fun as the season goes on to see more and more of those little things. Jacob Martin is here, Coach Jacob Martin. He is the linebackers coach for the Central Bobcats. He coaches this guy. How do you feel about the defensive performance against Cooper last Friday?
We did really well. There was a lot of mistakes that we made. We made up for them with hustle and physicality. There were times that we could have really put an end to the game, and we kind of let them back into it. But there's some things we can improve, and we're going to. And it's a long season, so.
And everybody seems to be healthy, and that's good as we continue the season. Coming up on Belton this Friday, we'll talk to Coach Smith about Belton and what they bring to the table. But you guys just enjoy this one. Of course, you're back at practice already, but the community's proud of you, and you guys closed the show, and that was nice, because we could have been in another situation where, doggone it, we almost beat them. We almost did, but y'all made it a not so fun homecoming night for the Cooper folks, but they had the homecoming king, but in the end, the Bobcats were the kings of homecoming at Shotwell, and congratulations. Mason Van Sickle, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Jacob Martin. Hey, do you have any football heroes, by the way?
I don't know about that one.
Anybody you watched growing up? Like, I don't want to be like that.
Well, I wasn't really big on football growing up, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little more into it.
I think you enjoy playing it more than you like watching it, right?
That is true.
All right. We'll be back. Coach Mark Smith will be back with us to talk about the first team that wears red and white we'll be seeing in the next couple of weeks, the Belton Tigers. So stick around. We are live from Shenanigans for Bobcats Insider, and we're back right after this.
Since 1957, Medical Arts Pharmacy has been your neighborhood professionals, welcoming you when you come in and delivering when you can't. Through all the advancements in medicine, therapies, and equipment, Medical Arts has grown with you to make sure your family has the very latest in care. Today, we can offer you immunizations, all of your medicines in special multi-dose packaging, and compounding right here in your neighborhood pharmacy, where some things have changed with the times, but the best things never will. Medical Arts Pharmacy.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. Contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
Welcome back to Shenanigans. This is Central Bobcats Insider. I'm Darren Prater. Arlen Ponder is alongside. We are rejoined by Coach Mark Smith. And I like to just look at the history of people who've played for various teams. And, of course, with my family, a lot of my family being from Baird, I know quite a bit about Abilene football and the history of it. But back in the day, it was also cool because one guy brought it all together. All the action was Bill Hart, who was the sports editor. He did his picks on Fridays. You got to be familiar with him, being an Abilene guy.
As a youngster growing up, I would grab the newspaper, it's out there, and who's Bill going to pick this week? And just look at that, check it out. A legend in Abilene for sure. Before we move on to Belton, I just want, Mason Van Sickle and Coach Martin were just up here, and just what an outstanding young man that he is. Not only does he represent our school and his team in a great way. He's a great player. And when you have your best players are also your best human beings, then you've got a really good team. And I'm just grateful to coach him. I know Coach Martin is as well, but leading the team in tackles, scoring touchdowns, he does all those things that we see. But behind the scenes, just a humble, very, very prideful young man that just gets in there and works, puts his head down and just works. And that just, in my mind, that's a representation of everything that I want Bobcat football to be. It's in that young man right there. And I know his family is here tonight, and they're just very proud of him. And his little brother right here, just what an outstanding young man. I just wanted to say that before we moved on.
Well, and I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
You have the luxury of having him next year too, and I pointed that out. How awesome is that? You've got him this year. He becomes the leader that he is, and then next year,
oh yeah,
look what he's got.
Trying to find a way to reclassify him again after that.
That's it.
Yeah, just keep
give him a fifth-year eligibility, huh?
Yeah. Well, it was good to have him on. He's a very nice young man. I just pictured as this fire-breathing beast, but off the field, he seems totally chill.
Well, we do. We talk about that. We want bullies on the field and gentlemen off the field.
Right.
Yeah, that's he's a great example of that.
And you don't ever have to say sick 'em to these guys.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, we have a couple of teams that wear red and white the next couple of weeks. Belton Tigers. The Belton Tigers who beat us last season, but we did beat them the season before, so this will be the tiebreaker because they hadn't played in a while before a couple of years ago. They're 0-3. They were handily beaten in pretty much all of their games, but that scares me to death. Those kind of teams, you never know when they're going to hit their stride, and it sure would be bad to have them break our momentum this Friday night. So let's talk about Belton. What do you know about these Tigers?
Well, I think that this is a good football team. I look at it and I see the record and I look at things, that way, but I watch the tape and I see a good solid team that just kind of hadn't quite put it all together yet. And so I know we've got a good football team here, and we showed at moments where we didn't quite have it all together. So every team is capable of winning, and you've got to make sure that you respect everybody that you play. And we have a team that's hungry, in fact, starving for another win. Yeah. And, there's a cost to that, regardless of who it is. It's a nameless, faceless opponent. We've got to go out and take care of what we can take care of, which is preparing in the right way to be the best that we can be, regardless of who's out there. If you're playing the number one team in the state or the last team in the state, the preparation doesn't change, stays the same way. And when you have a team that understands that, then you're going to have a great opportunity at winning that week. This team is providing some new challenges for us offensively and defensively. Their offense is going to get into some different personnel groupings that we haven't seen. They're going to play with a fullback and a tailback and a tight end, 21 personnel you'll see, and which is something we haven't seen yet, and kind of do some different things offensively that way. And same way for our offense against their defense. We've played against an odd front structure for 3 weeks in a row. Now we're getting a new structure this week. So today was a great kind of teaching, introducing what is the DNA of Belton and what are they all about, what makes them tick, what makes them go. That was what Monday's practice was about today, something different on both sides of the ball.
Right, and they bring in, as near as I remember, they're 10 sophomores?
They got a bunch listed in there too deep. They do.
So those, here again, young kids hungry for a win very easily could upset us.
Absolutely, and that's why my focus with the team is to keep us, focused on what we need to do to be in the best position possible to go win on Friday. So regardless of the opponent, what their record is, and who they played, that's been the attitude that we've taken this week.
Yeah, and is there anything? So what defense are they running? You said it's a different look.
They're going to be multiple, in
multiple.
the things that they do.
Yeah.
It won't just be a static odd front like we've seen between Cooper and Abilene and Amarillo High. Very, very similar, all three looks. So this is going to be a multiple defense, given different looks. They'll come from double mug, both linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, to both playing off, and just it'll provide, an opportunity for us to be able to identify some things, to get into some good looks, to go fast at times, to prevent them from kind of disguising what they're doing. So you'll see the gamut from us offensively, but you'll also see it from them defensively.
Well, and one thing that I've noticed, you've brought in a tight end, and I comment about that a lot. We haven't seen a tight end in years. So what's that wrinkle? And we've got two excellent tight ends.
Well, I think that when you can play with the tight end in football, you've got an advantage. A guy that's big enough and bad enough to put his hand down and get on the line of scrimmage and operate like an offensive lineman, but also skilled enough to move around in the backfield, to slip out and catch passes. It's kind of a hybrid player, much like a linebacker on defense. They've got to be big and bad enough to fit the run and stop that, and also skilled enough to go out in coverage and cover, elite guys on the perimeter. So, we're looking at just expanding on our tight end group. We've got a couple of really good ones now. We've got some good young ones, and I'd love to be, in a position in the future where we've got 2 of them on the field, 3 of them on the field.
Oh, yeah.
When you want to at different times.
And it's amazing to see the transformation and see the defense come into its own, and to know that, hey, that's a young unit you've got there. And I'm going to talk about that probably through the rest of the season, because that gets those, and further down the line we'll have the Lone Star Glen game, and that gets those kids to where they go, oh my gosh, I want to come play for Coach Smith, and I want to be Van Sickle, I want to be Colton Hill, those kind of things. So
Gavin Johnson.
Gavin Johnson.
Where is Gavin Johnson?
Right here.
I didn't see you, man.
Right up here in the front.
Dude, Gavin Johnson is quite a weapon.
Yeah.
He is. Another great young player.
Right.
Yep.
So we've got talent and youth. And
there
that's
is. I really believe that, and that's that. And we're fully invested in all levels of our program. We got our JV-A team right now is 3-0, and won all 3 games, and that's great. We're winning records on the other teams as well. So, that's something that we invest in, and we do. This is being built for the long term, not a flash in the pan success where we invest everything in trying to win right now. I want to build this for sustained success over a long period of time. That's what this town deserves.
Yes, this is a football town. They come out to the games.
They do. We're back at home this week too.
Oh,
yes.
finally!
I know.
2 weeks.
Get me off the bus. I'm tired of that. Yeah.
We got, of course, homecoming in 2 weeks, and then we'll start district on the road against Legacy. But it's Belton, all prepping for Belton. Just want to mention Zayden Norton has been a silent assassin out there. Also, the fumble recovery. Was that Luis Angel Garcia?
Yes.
Yeah, he got that. Okay. I thought so I made sure.
Well, we put Luis in a lot of different positions during this game, too. He was on the line of scrimmage, and he's long sticking to the A-gap, and he's out in coverage, and we got a lot of guys doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, that was some hustle getting on top of that ball, because it was a close contest between him and one of the Cooper Cougars, so I wanted to make sure he got his praise. Yep. And we've been talking about how we like Stribling, but there's another tight end, Lara, who caught that touchdown pass. So that's one more weapon. That's another guy, 2 guys that got in the end zone for the Bobcats.
Another
great
for the first
play,
time. Great call. Motion to empty out there, and they kind of lose sight of the tight end in coverage, and here he goes.
Right down the seam.
So, yeah.
Are we going to see the Beast this week?
Oh, yes. I'm sure that, Coach Cope is going to get into those on Tuesdays, get into beast mode, those guys. And I know he's got some new things and new wrinkles in that package as well.
You think we have awakened a sleeping giant?
I certainly hope so. I really do. I think that, that's what excites me about Bobcat football is that, the hungriness that people have. I think Mason, I can't remember how many days he said it was, a lot of days, over 300 days.
380, yeah.
He's been counting the days.
He's been counting them, but a lot of people in San Angelo have. Well, guess what? That's over. Now let's go win another game right here, but let's prepare and do it the right way, and then take care of that. Let's keep building this program.
Keep building, keep going, and that winning is contagious, and it's everybody
Let's
gets
normalize
involved.
winning around
normalize
here.
it.
Yes.
Make it the culture again. We believe. Coach Mark Smith, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Arlen. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Shay.
Yes, sir. Going to be a big crowd Friday. It's going to be loud. It's going to be nice.
It will. It'll be senior night, too, and I'm excited about that. We get to recognize our seniors and all their work and effort and dedication to this program and their investment that they've made, in a way to honor them. I'm grateful and happy to see their families there to celebrate with them as well.
It's going to be a big night. 7 o'clock kickoff coming up, San Angelo Stadium. Friday night. You can, of course, watch it on Concho Sports Network. Thanks to Orangetheory Fitness and Shenanigans. Appreciate Shenanigans for having us out. We'll do this again next Monday, 7 o'clock, for the Bobcats Insiders and, of course, Chiefs Insider at 8. And that's what's coming up next. The Chiefs Insider. Chiefs got to win, too. Their first win of the season. So we're going to talk about that coming up after these words. For Coach Mark Smith and Arlen Ponder, I'm Darren Prater on Concho Sports Network. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.